Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, what's been going on with the Mk1 Golf? We started this project at the beginning of the year and we're dealing with all the welding work and getting it ship shape and solid again so we can get it into the paint booth.
Yeah, but you know what you're looking for. I bought something and decided it'd be a great idea to give it a go.
But life took over. We had other projects in, we did other bits and pieces, and filming stopped. Now we're back on it. So as you can see here, Brian's been beavering away, dealing with all the welding work around the rear arches. We have Heritage on board with us again. They're supplying the metalwork that we need to put this back together. But it's now time to get this project finished. So join us in this episode as we jump on and off of it. We do have other work going on here, but let's get this project finished, get it all welded, get it into the paint booth and get some primer on it. So as you can see, Brian has already done all the inner arch here. This has been welded up now. We've made in the sections there. We are going to cut out the outer section around here and put a new outer arch on it. The back end is all done. We just need to do a little bit of tidying up. We did just spray some etch primer on it just to keep it for the moment. Same again here. This has now all been welded up. The inner arch is all complete. We just need to do the same on there. We also found a little hole underneath where the fuel tank mount is. So that's now been welded up. A couple of little bits and pieces needed grinding back and just tidying up. It's been red oxide underneath just again to keep it. Brian's done a little bit of tidying up around here. We have a dent in the seal. So these, as far as we know, are all original seals. Someone's obviously jacked it up and just caught that or done something at some point in its life. So we're just going to pull that dent out. There was a couple little pinholes in here. It was probably best that we just cut that out and put new steel in there. So that's what's been done there. And then that all gets seam sealed and covered up anyway. If you don't see that, you see the original German stamp there. That's pretty cool. Focuses, yeah. I think there was a little bit here, but not too bad. It's got a couple little holes there. We're just gonna weld those up. But otherwise, we are pretty much there. There's some surface corrosion around the front that we're going to deal with. The splitter that goes on here, we're going to weld some washers onto this where those holes are just to tidy all of that up. But yeah, it's not far off really going into the paint booth and getting a coat of primer on. So some sanding down has happened around the rest of the bodywork. All the panels have been done. So if you haven't seen our other episodes, go back and take a look. You'll see the beginning of our YouTube channel where we were taking care of this one. You can see all the episodes there. But otherwise, let's jump back on it and deal with everything we need to deal with. Right, so you join us back on another day, and as you can see here, Brian is busy beavering away, getting the new arches in. They have arrived from Heritage, so we can now take care of both sides, and then finally get this off the ramp, and we're going to get it in the booth and get on with some filler and primer work. So that's the plan today. It is a very hot day in the workshop. Not a job we want to be doing on a hot day, but needs must. We need to get this project finished and back on the road as soon as possible. So as you can see, Brian has taken care of all the welding on this side, stitched that in nicely. It is going to be underneath the arch as well, so we can lose it there. But yeah, it's nicely in place now. Anyway, yeah, let's crack on, get the other side done, do the small dent on the seal on this side, and then it'll be over to Chris in the paint shop. let's do this. Well, things definitely moved on very quickly there. So we have been very busy in the workshop and I just didn't have the time to capture the work happening on this. So it's all been, this obviously is the same Mk1 Golf that's been sitting on the ramp waiting for us to finish it. Brian jumped on and did all the welding work on the rear arches, so that is done. And then Chris got it into the paint booth, so it's now on a little trolley underneath. Yeah, we wheeled it in, sanded it all down, dealt with any blisters and rust or anything that had come back up, because obviously it's been sitting on our ramp for a good few months now, as you've seen. And yeah, it's now in an epoxy primer. So next stage is just to flat this off and it will reveal any imperfections in the paintwork, so we know where we're going to put filler and just, you know, straighten it out. But overall, as you can see, it's in very good condition. A few little bits around the arches here to deal with, but yeah, it's now on to the next stage. So won't be long, we'll be getting this into some high build primer and then it'll be into colour. So yeah, definitely coming on leaps and bounds. I'm very pleased with how it's looking now. Finally getting it in some primer, you can start to see how straight the car is and what it's going to look like when it's finished. Next time you see it will probably be Chris loading up some paint to get this painted. So, some of the keen-eyed people there would have spotted this has all been seam sealed now. So this is where we've done a lot of the repairs. If you haven't already seen, jump back onto the earlier videos right at the beginning of the year where we were rebuilding all of these arches and making this look right using the heritage panels. So this was all sectioned in, and we want to keep as much of the original panels as possible, but then make it look right. So this is all new metal, and yeah, I think it's looking really good. We're flattening all of the stone chips that we've done, so the textured side of this is being flatted down, so it's not so heavy, and it just gives you that OEM look. And again, on this side, you can see it's all been seam sealed and joint in, so it just looks really nice. Obviously the bumper sits across here, so we're just taking the edges off on that, right the way around there. And remember, we did all the repairs into these arches as well. We've actually brought the stone chip into a bit of the arch as well. Obviously the GTI plastics go over this, but we want to give it you know, a real good run in its life. That it's protected as much as possible, so it's kind of little extra. Stone chipping all of this should keep it for much longer. We've continued the stone chip right the way along the seals as well, and then even brought it into the front across all of this. So that is all stone chipped and protected. We had to do a couple of welds where the splitter goes in, so we actually welded those holes up and then re-drilled them to make that look right. There was a nice dent in the seal just here, which we pimpled out and straightened that up, so this all looks nice and even. And yeah, like I said, it's now down to Chris. He's working around all the nooks and crannies and areas so we can block it all back. We actually used, like I probably pointed out before, see if that's focused, the Pinkies blocks, and you can see down there the kneeling pad as well. Really good bits of kit. This should get it all arrow straight for a real nice finish. And yeah, I'll leave Chris to carry on this. I'm gonna jump back on some other work outside and come back to this. We've also got the wings and bonnet that have been painted. I'll show you those in a second. But yeah, it's looking really good. We're gonna do as much as we can around all of this as well and make the engine bay really smart. It had a really good battery tray in this one actually. There was, you know, no rust in that. This is all the original paneling like we spoke about in the earlier videos. So for a Mk1 Golf, it was in very good condition to start with. And yeah, we're going to restore it back to its former glory, plus a little Surrey Auto Works touch with some lowered suspension. We've had a set of P slots refurbished as well, ready for this. So it's going to be an OEM plus. So there we have it. That's the wings that have already been painted. None of this has been flat and polished yet, but you can see the finish on that's really good. We've actually done a stone chip inside the wings as well, so it looks really nice and it will protect it. Yeah, that's it. A couple of other panels, another project we're doing at the minute, and the bonnet is over there as well. So yeah, looking really smart. Stay tuned, and we'll jump back inside the booth and show you a little bit more when it's all masked up, ready for paint. Right, it is another morning, and as you can probably hear, Chris is busy at it, sanding down the Hayburner primer. He's got a guide coat on there at the minute, so I'll jump in there, video round, we'll put some overlay music because it's damn loud, and show you where he's at the moment. Well, guys and girls, it's out the booth. It looks pretty damn good. The sun is shining today. I'm grabbing some lunch, and the guys have just wheeled this out the booth. Oh my God, it looks good. So remember all that work we did on the back there? Looking pretty damn nice. Let's let's give you a little highlight reel of everything around the car now it's out in the light of day. Well, can you tell by my face? Look at this. It is absolutely stunning. work and effort on doing all the rear repairs has paid off. She is beautiful. So we've got big plans for this car. With the announcement that we are headline sponsor at Run to the Sun 2025, this car will be on display. We need to do a few more bits and pieces, put it back together, but yeah, I couldn't be happier. She looks very nice. Thank you to the Drive Heritage Parts Centre for the parts that they supplied to make this solid again with all the metal work. We need a few more bits and pieces. We'll get all the stickers and decals back on it and build it all back up, but as you can see, I couldn't be happier. Very, very nice. Anyway, catch you in the next one.